A Russian soldier spotted in open terrain became the target of a Ukrainian FPV drone. He tried to fight back and evade the attack, but the drone circled around him, wearing him down. Finally, the drone crashed directly into the soldier. Look, there's a Russian soldier in the crosshairs. The soldier, trying to escape quickly on his motorcycle, couldn't escape becoming the drone's target. Another soldier becomes the target of a drone that appears directly in front of him. The Russian soldiers were unaware of the drone rapidly approaching them from behind to attack. When the drone finally got close, the soldier tried to flee, but it was too late. The vehicles used by Russian soldiers were destroyed by the Signum Battalion. Ukrainian forces continued to use motorcycles to move quickly on the front lines. A Russian military truck carrying ammunition to the front line was targeted by an FPV fiber optic drone. If you look closely, you can see the Russian soldier sitting in the back of the vehicle. When the soldier noticed the attack, the drone exploded. There was a Russian soldier inside the container. The drone operator tried to expose the Russian soldier. The Russian soldier grabbed a stick and tried to knock down the drone. When he did this, the drone launched an attack. The soldier was shot by the drone before he could get out. What do you think about drones? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. A Russian soldier who reached Ukrainian defense positions alone encountered an unexpected attack. He tried to shoot down the drone with his weapon, but was unsuccessful. Why do you think Russian soldiers are often alone? A vehicle carrying Russian soldiers in motion became the target of a kamikaze attack. The soldiers jumped out of the vehicle at the last moment and tried to escape. The rapidly approaching drone blew up the vehicle. A Ukrainian FPV drone infiltrated the Russian zone in the Kursk region, spotted a Russian soldier passing by on the road, and quickly launched an attack. You can see the Russian soldier looking at the drone flying overhead. However, he decided to continue on his way without making an issue of it. The drone he ignored hit him at full speed. If you look closely, you can spot the soldier hiding among the bushes. The military drone operator spotted him too. He quickly launched an attack. We need your support, dear viewers. You can boost our morale and support us by liking the video and leaving a comment. While on their mission, Ukrainian troops spotted a Russian soldier hiding inside one of the houses. Ukraine's specially trained professional soldiers first launched an intense attack to drive Russian soldiers out of the house. However, when Russian soldiers began returning fire from inside the house at the same rate, Ukrainian soldiers were forced to retreat slightly. Since the Russian soldiers' position was quite advantageous, the Ukrainian soldiers decided not to put themselves at greater risk. Drones were deployed. Ukrainian FPV drones attacked the house where the Russian soldiers were located and neutralized them. This moment, once again, shows how modern warfare is shifting. Direct engagements are being replaced by precision drone strikes, where technology decides the outcome faster and safer for the operators. A rear-mounted camera captures a Ukrainian Mi-24 attack helicopter unleashing a volley of unguided rockets toward Russian positions. The scene highlights the raw power and precision of low-altitude assault tactics. Two Russian military vehicles were spotted by Ukrainian reconnaissance drones while moving to attack in the Donetsk region. The 63rd Mechanized Infantry Battalion immediately sprang into action. They struck one of the advancing Russian military vehicles with a drone. You can support us by liking and commenting on the video. The kamikaze drone strike hit the driver's compartment of the Russian vehicle. The high explosives carried by the drone caused significant damage to the vehicle. Before the Russian soldiers could escape, the vehicle caught fire and began to burn. The other vehicle turned around and fled. A Russian multiple rocket launcher system worth millions of dollars, the BM-30 Smerch, was spotted by Ukrainian forces in a very vulnerable position. An FPV drone carrying explosives worth only a few $1,000s struck the Russian rocket launcher system. A massive explosion occurred and the missiles carried by the vehicle were blown up. Russian forces continue to lose such important military weapons to drones. A Russian BMP vehicle transporting soldiers to the front was attacked by Ukraine. The explosion was so violent that the soldiers inside the vehicle had no chance to get out. Russian soldiers lost many Soviet-made old vehicles on the front lines in this way. The next target was another armored personnel carrier. Similarly, a high-explosive suicide attack was carried out on this vehicle. The military vehicle was completely destroyed. All these attacks demonstrate the importance and impact of drones on the battlefield. Russian trenches became completely unprotected and easy targets for drones. Ukraine's 4th Operational Brigade, Rubizh's 3rd Svoboda Battalion, struck Russian positions with explosives dropped from FP-5 attack drones. A total of 5 Russian positions were eliminated in the attack carried out in the Kupiansk region. Ukrainian forces continue to maintain their superiority in the Lyman region. The Lyman region is the most important logistical transit route for Russian troops. However, Ukrainian fiber optic drones are constantly penetrating Russian defensive positions and attacking Russian military vehicles. The vehicles' passage routes are equipped with signal jammers, but these jammers are ineffective because Ukraine is attacking with fiber optic drones. Zelensky rewarded soldiers who successfully carried out combat missions in the Donetsk region. The 425th Separate Assault Regiment Skala soldiers are one of the Ukrainian military groups that carry out the most drone attacks. This is the Kherson region. It is one of the areas that Russian forces claim to control. However, it does not appear to be the case. Ukrainian drones launched relentless attacks on positions held by Russian forces. The 63rd Mechanized Brigade carried out a simultaneous operation using numerous drones. Positions held by Russian soldiers were identified one by one and blown up by drones. During the 4-day drone operation, 30 Russian positions were destroyed, 50 Russian soldiers were lost, and an unknown number of soldiers were wounded. Russian reconnaissance drones flying over Ukrainian territory were shot down by Ukraine's FPV drones. Dozens of reconnaissance drones were detected and destroyed one by one. The fact that FPV drones can be used not only for ground attacks but also for air defense is really causing considerable trouble for Russian forces. Ukrainian forces can now send FPV drones to any target because they can produce their own drones. With the capacity to produce thousands of drones per month, they are dominating the entire front. This is Zaporizhzhia. Russian forces are transporting ammunition and food to the front lines. However, this is a difficult undertaking. Ukrainian forces are constantly attacking supply lines with drones, preventing Russian soldiers from accessing food and ammunition. Vehicles carrying supplies have been destroyed one by one as targets of the drones. Russian defenses in the Zaporizhzhia region are gradually weakening. Having suddenly found themselves on the defensive after attacking, Russian forces are helpless against the drones. Russian communication units from the 44th Army Corps of the North Group reportedly deployed a secure satellite communication system for assault troops in the Kharkiv direction. According to their claims, a small mobile team used a light vehicle called Ulan to secretly reach the area and set up modern satellite equipment. The system was said to provide a stable, encrypted communication link, allowing better coordination between frontline units. Despite this, Ukrainian drone operators have frequently intercepted similar Russian communication setups before, suggesting that even secure systems often remain vulnerable on the battlefield. You can support us by liking and commenting on the video. Ukrainian drone units have rewritten the rules of the battlefield. From densely contested towns to open steppe, FPV and kamikaze systems, supported by fiber optic and night vision capabilities, have systematically neutralized Russian positions, trenches, and fortified strongpoints. In Donetsk, Lyman, Toretsk, Kharkiv and Zaporizhia, the hottest sectors of the front, coordinated drone strikes have stripped away what the enemy once relied on: cover, secure supply lines, and safe staging areas. Bunkers are rendered inoperable, ammunition dumps are burned out, and armoured vehicles are put out of action before they can reach the line. Even at night, thermal optics and persistent operators deny the opponent any respite. This is more than a weapons trend, it's an operational shift. Drones provide real-time reconnaissance, immediate targeting, and repeating strike cycles that force opposing units to disperse, slow down, and lose initiative. Logistics collapse under continuous pressure. Convoys stall, fuel runs dry, and frontline resupplies become high-risk missions. Morale erodes as troops find there is nowhere truly safe to rest or regroup.